Yo. So, Stanley Parable Part 2. Yay. Enter the current time again. Alright, so it's like 8 p.m. Just 8:46. I think. Yep, it is 8:46. Hang on. Sure. Oh, you're welcome. I just do it. Okay. Anyways, let's begin. The end is never the end, is never the end.
This is...
Yep, we get it. Oh, hey,
All of his
welcome back.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Cool.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Sure. Anyways,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I wonder what else is to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. Really?
I don't
was
have
in the middle
one.
of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yep.
Why, I don't know how to convince
You
you
were
of
about to
this,
convince
but
me to
I
have a
really
wife.
do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Really?
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay. Haha.
You see?
Ooh.
There's nothing here.
Yeah.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Even a dead rat is further from me. Is better than me. Jeez.
Now, would
Didn't
you
have to
say
roast
that
me like
competitive
that.
leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Not really. You just ruined my self-esteem because the little dead rat was better than
Hey,
me.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
No.
Let me boot it up.
Please, no, please.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why
4
don't you give
hours?
it 4 hours
I
of
could watch
play
Adventures
to
in
make sure
Infinity
it's
War and
effective?
Endgame
Be
in that
sure to
time.
keep notes on your experience.
Okay, this red button is hurting my ears, so this red button is stopping my ears, so
You heartless bastard.
that's
Did
me.
you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's
Okay.
over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game is so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this
Okay.
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ooh.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
Really?
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Was that a Minecraft door sound? Dude. You could have done better. Well. Okay, let's go. So, down these stairs.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
It can't be.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions.
You said you wonder
no path
what's
to follow.
more.
You can just go in any...
That's like saying Minecraft's an open world game.
Heavens, we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay,
well,
I'm going to get us out of here.
Version.
Let's find another game.
This is Minecraft.
Preferably something with walls.
And you didn't react
something
like this.
with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
You know? You know what I mean?
I think this will be
That's like
just
putting...
the thing.
I don't know. Minecraft similar to this in the original version. There was like
Wonderful.
they were
See, this is
Minecraft.
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get
really
lost
love
here.
putting me in
Now
jail,
this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Okay.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
Yeah.
Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
Football.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the
Sports
bases and do a
ball.
touchdown together.
You've both
Yeah,
annoyed the
I think
Americans
surely
and the
we
Brits.
must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
You've both annoyed the Brits and the Americans. One of them's gonna say, "Oh, it's football." One of them's gonna say, "Oh, it's soccer." You know?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have
I
to
don't know
have
what that
more.
is.
I'm insatiable. More balls!
More
Are you
balls.
enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Yes.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's
Huh?
right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is
Hey!
my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries.
According to the
for
Bible,
you.
I have free
Without
will.
rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes,
Huh?
that's what I am. I am
Breath of the Wild.
I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want
Breath
to
of
play
the
my
Wild.
game, now I don't want to play with you either. So goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Hold on. What are you doing?
Bye.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How
Well,
will
you're
you
the
write
one
a
who wants to
story
leave
without
me,
me?
so I'm
can't
leaving
do it.
you.
know that. Stanley, come back.
Pathetic. Oh, hey, it's the Half-Life 2 mod. Yeah, wasn't this like a Half-Life mod at first? Yeah, it was. Anyways, but yeah, this was a Half-Life 2 mod once. Then it turned into Stanley Parable, and then here we are now. Anyways. And we're back to pressing buttons. Hey, 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 pressing buttons, pressing buttons. Hello? Are you gonna like...
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end
Yeah.
to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
The end is never the end.
I can wait.
Okay, anyway, so, yeah, so,
All of his
all of the
co-workers were
co-workers
gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, what happened?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Yeah.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
I don't know.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option...
Yeah, what if? Anyways,
all of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I'm bored. Anyways.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Nah, mate. Never mind. I'm just gonna have to deal with it or restart. I don't know. What if
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I don't know.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here Thursday. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
That's not how it
Music comes
goes.
in, fade to white,
That's not how how it
credits.
goes.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah,
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Hi.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Yeah. Okay, narrator. So, oh, man.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
The main character
we
and
just
soul.
need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
He died earlier
Unfortunately,
than halfway.
it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Anyways, I'm bored. Oh, and I cannot... Oh, man. They patched it. When you were doing this ending, you could have
Almost there.
through there.
You'll
and then...
take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I could really just... jeez.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction.
Question mark,
Perhaps we're not
3,
too late.
2, 1. Question mark, 3, 2, 1. Just... Haha, it's glitching. Haha.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think
Everything.
was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like
Content.
so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... I have to shut the game down. I have to.
I need to get a forklift license. I'm forklift certified! I'm forklift certified!
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Hi.
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Yep, I have.
Did you think that would be funny? You just
Yes,
had to
it
see?
is funny.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually
Sometimes
knows how to
defiance
do what
can
I
be
tell him
good.
to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside
I'm in
of
my
you.
own world.
You're a child.
You got that right.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to
You gotta understand the game realistic, man.
behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
No, the
hoping
broom
he would find an answer
closet!
there.
Ah, the
Coming to
broom
a staircase,
closet.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They killed off the broom closet. I need to pee. How dare you?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Yep.
Until he saw the door
be
with a
Shakespeare
voice
himself.
receiver next to it. Surely behind this door
Or
lay
maybe
all the
Obama.
answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode.
Yeah.
He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to
Night
open the
Shark
door?
115.
Would it still work? There was only one way to
Okay,
find
it doesn't
out.
work.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Okay, it doesn't work. Idiot. Idiot, idiot, idiot.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Why would he
spoke
even
it
name it
into the
Night Shark,
receiver
bro?
right there on the
What?
wall.
Who would name it that? Who would name their voice code? I mean, I guess no one would guess it.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? Hear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right.
That broke
you
your
could have
entire
done
game.
whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm
soft wind
bored.
blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Yep.
Nothing special yet,
Nothing
but I'm
special
sure
yet.
it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Mm-hmm. Can the elevator, like...
Is it broken?
Hey.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if...
It's an elevator.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, hey.
All right, let's see. It's... the jump
I heard there was,
circle?
like, this glitch where, let me see if it still works. I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I mean, I'm just bored. Oh yeah, I can do it! Yo!
All his co-workers
Yo!
Wait, no. This isn't the right office,
Yo!
is it? Is this Stan's
It
office?
works! Yo! Yo! It actually works! Oh my goodness! I love this! Yo! Yo! Okay, this is gonna be epic.
Oh, new content? What does that
Oh
mean?
yeah! Oh yes! I love this! I absolutely love this. Oh my goodness, I just... Ah!
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game.
I'm
for
sorry, I'm
consoles
just so
and home
excited about the
computers.
jumping thing.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right.
Oh.
All right, let's see. It's... the jump circle? Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Alright, there... Oh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore."
Cyberpunk 2077 launch day core.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yep, let's do it.
Psst. Stanley! over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun jumping. I hope they never patch this.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
What'd you call me? Eh? What do you call me? Oh, dork? How dare you?
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
I am a dork. Oh, just, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna... Okay. I'm wasting runtime. And if I run it for too long, then, I'm not gonna be able to upload it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
you
not gonna
remember
have
how
much
cheap
time
and
soon.
unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to
gonna have
be?
much
But it got me
time.
thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used
Yeah.
to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Okay.
I
Alright,
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Yeah.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Okay. Oh, hey. Remember seeing me dead? Good times. Did I die? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, remember when I died, guys?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Okay.
Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Not open
That's
world.
How grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
Skyrim was an
It's
open
no
world
games at all.
game.
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Who could forget the 2 doors? Anyways, I'm gonna try and take advantage of all this.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
Yeah, I'd
couldn't
still
resist
buy
the
that.
urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
I shouldn't be doing this since they kicked him no clip out of the map. But that's the serious room, guys. You know.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Well,
What's
take
this?
off
What's
your
down
rosy-tinted
here?
glasses.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Steam.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't
need to
even
get
imagine
forklift
where I'd have the
certified.
room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
I don't even know what
This
that
is actually
means.
quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Me with Stray Part
Perhaps the
2.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations.
You can literally
of what's
just skip what he
happened.
says.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I do anything.
Dude, people are not everyone's
Yes,
gonna like
a
your
skip
content,
button
dude.
we shall have.
I feel like I should realize this too. Not everyone's gonna like your content. So just think what you enjoyed. Don't get too addicted to listening to the fans.
Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver it. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time. Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh... Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about...
This feels like Interstellar. Unlike Miller's Planet or Orbiting the Black Hole. You're just skipping all this time. I don't know why. I should get a Blu-ray of Interstellar. Oh yeah, I already have one. I already have a Blu-ray of Interstellar. Silly me.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain.
Yeah.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never
Is
the
never
end,
the end, is never the end, is never the...
end,
Alright, I'm just ripping off jokes.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is...
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. Peaceful. And now it's gone. Everything died again. Everything lives and dies. Things go extinct and new things come up from the ground to continue everything that once before was done. Hello, my eyes hurt. Oh. And I did that. And Stanley was confused. Okay, so that happened.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll just goof around with the jump button for the rest of the episode because, not much runtime left.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, there's not much runtime left, so I'm just gonna goof off for a wee bit and then just end the episode over here. Over there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten
Yeah,
off
I mean-
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
I need to take advantage of this jump button
I
right
realize
here,
that
so
investing your
I've got an
trust in
idea.
Someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Is there any,
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world...
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We
Anyways,
just need to get you
hello,
out as soon as
I am
possible before
at the
the
bottom.
narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
So we've managed to do a glitch where we can get to the bottom. Okay, let's try and attempt to get up for some reason. Not today. Anyways, that's gonna be all for this episode, so, just, sit here. Oh. There must have been an ending here once. Anyways, that'll be all today. Just sit here for a while and... Bye.